Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. Now, if you've been watching the channel a long time, you may well recognise this office, although it has gone through, well, it's constantly evolving, this office, and I'm with my friends in Cheltenham. I'm working away again this week. More on the challenges that's giving me a bit later, but this is my mate Andrew's office, the guy who I did the Tesla one take with. And this is the most sophisticated and coolest flight sim setup I've ever seen. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, sadly we're not doing a video on the flight sim, but if you've not seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring in my news, views and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to put 180 seconds in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and that's it, a very simple format. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. Glasses on, timer on. Now then, last week's leader of the pack was Jake Warren. I think that's your first. Well done, mate. Joined in the Magnificent Seven by Ben Higginson, Francois G, Michael Kember, Rod Matheson, Malcolm Brew and Paul Mead. So whoever puts the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be my Magnificent Seven. Where are you and what you're doing? Well, that was my mate Humphrey Bradley, who, if you remember rightly, was the winner of Red 10. He was actually watching the Midweek 180 whilst on his honeymoon in the Maldives. Congratulations, guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't make your big day, but I hope you're having a lovely honeymoon. But wherever you are right now, and whatever you're doing, put it in the comments below, and I'll give you a shout out next week. Last week's question was what manufacturers you thought might not survive the move to EV. Some really interesting points of view there. I think I can kind of work out where the winners are going to come from. I think China or Chinese-backed companies, there's some really interesting tech, like MG, for example, and I think the likes of Kia and Hyundai are going to do very, very well. It'll be really interesting to see how that pans out. Now, this week's question, I wanted to kind of just have a straw poll, really. What are your favourite kinds of videos that I do? Are they reviews? Are they lifestyle? Are they kind of racing track days? What are your favourite things, and what kind of cars? I'm just trying to work out how the channel's going to work and what works best and what doesn't. More on that later. F1 at the weekend. To be honest, I got back from Sri Lanka, had a bit of jet lag, and the race was that dull, I fell asleep. I watched about the first 5 laps and then woke up as the race was finishing. I have watched the highlights, but it wasn't a particularly exciting race. I'm not massively, the Red Bull punishment that was dished out as a big fine and some wind tunnel time taken away. I still think it should have been harsher than that, but hey, if I keep on saying that, Red Bull might stop talking to me, like they have done Sky, acting like spoiled children at the moment, I'm afraid. And then the announcement, again, very recently, was the Audi move taking over Sauber and coming into Formula 1 in 2026, which is very, very exciting. This week's car, though, however, I need to talk about this. Now, this is the new Ferrari factory Le Mans car. It's the first factory Le Mans car in 50 years from Ferrari. It's the 499P, and I think it is absolutely stunning. It's almost like a modern take on the Ferrari P3/4, which is my favourite and most beautiful looking car of all time. It's 4-wheel drive, it's a twin-turbo V6. It also has a 500 kilowatt electric motor. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I cannot wait for the new hypercar class in Le Mans. I just think it's going to be brilliant. And I have to say, I think it's probably going to go toe-to-toe with Formula 1. I really do think it's going to be spectacular. And then, I'm running out of time. Monday's video is going absolutely gangbusters. I was doing the script for this, and I didn't think I was going to have enough to talk about, and I've run out of time. I'm a bit wheezy. I've just been for my first run. I had a cold about a few weeks ago, and I've really been struggling to shake it off my chest. So I've just been for a run, and I'm a bit wheezy, so apologies for that. But you know, Monday's video, which was basically me just talking about some of the aspects of living with an EV I don't think have been talked about enough, has gone absolutely gangbusters. In the first 24 hours, it's on over 30,000 views. It's gone down really, really well. It's really stimulated a debate. And that's kind of stimulated the question of this week, is what your 5 favourite types of videos are. Because I'll be honest, I found YouTube really tough in the last few months, probably the last 6 months. Just getting videos to do well. You know, you make a video, you put it out, you think it's going to do well, and it just doesn't. And I'm not the only one. I've talked to quite a few of my YouTube buddies and we're all struggling with the same problem. And Mondays was the first video had done really well early doors for quite a long time. So it was nice to see. But it's made me think about what kind of videos. I'm going to experiment with some short format videos, YouTube Shorts, and put them on TikTok and Instagram Reels and try and explore that, because that seems to be the way YouTube is going. I end up watching it a lot, but it's very difficult to make content 1 to 1.5 minutes long in the kind of portrait format, but I will give it a go. But the other challenge I've got, as you know, if you watched last week, I was in Sri Lanka last week, I'm in Cheltenham this week. I'm working away quite a lot at the moment. My training job has ramped up, and just to kind of cover the bases and make hay while I can, while the sun shines, I'm taking any training work that I can. And the downside of that, the upside means I get the money for it, the downside is I struggle to make content. So actually this Friday's video at 6 isn't a video, but I haven't done one of these for nearly a whole year. I'm going to do a live beer and banter with Ped at 6 o'clock on Friday. So you can log on at the normal time, 6 o'clock. I will be there live. I will basically do a 1 hour long Q&A chat. Many of you will have been on ones I've done before. It may well be, and I'm currently trying to negotiate, it may well be that Mrs. Petrol Ped turns up and joins me for some of it as well. And then I've got a really busy week next week at home, hopefully making a whole bunch of cool content to then start putting normal videos out again. But my to edit file, unfortunately, on my computer has run dry and there's nothing for Friday. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity just to have a fun hour with you guys, a beer and banter. Join me live. If you can't make it live, you can always watch it back after the event, but obviously you don't get the opportunity to interact and ask me questions and stuff. And that's it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. As I said, it's a difficult place, YouTube, at the moment, so any feedback would be really welcome. You've certainly given me lots of feedback from Monday's video. Many of you kind of said it was bang on the money, and I thought it was a thought-provoking, and I think there's some follow-on videos from that too, which I'll do. But I'm waffling, so I'm going to basically call it a day there. If you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. By the way, I hope you like the t-shirt. This is my Wim Hof t-shirt. I just think this is awesome. But I shall see you on the next video, which is this Friday at 6 o'clock for live Q&A, beer and banter with Ped. I shall see you then. You take care, guys. Drive safe.